Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of English Campus TV. So today's topic is my favorite films. I think everybody loves watching films, but do you know there are different kinds of them? So do you know how they're different? So let's take a look. So on the screen you should be seeing three posters of different films: Harry Potter, Zootopia, and Get Smart. So based on the posters, you can tell that they are different kinds of films. So how are they different? Let's take a look. The first category are cartoons or animated films. So based on the posters, you can see that the characters, they are all generated by the computers. They are computer graphics, not portrayed by real actors and actresses. So I'm sure you should know all these cartoons. That might be your favorite type of movies. Second type, actions and adventures. I'm sure you love these as much as you love the first category. So adventures, Mission Impossible, Wonder Woman. So if you're watching these films or if you have watched them, then you know that they are packed with exciting actions and fighting scenes. Usually when you're watching them, you feel very excited. Third type, comedies. As the name suggests, they're intended to make people laugh. So this is one example. So usually they have interesting storylines and characters. And when you're watching them, you feel very relaxed. The next type, science fictions. So from the posters and from the look of the characters, you know that these films, they usually have a lot of futuristic elements and technology. So many of these films, they set in the future world or even an alien planet. So they usually have knowledge about space, biology, energy, time, and any other observable science. The next type, romance. So Titanic is a very famous example of romantic films. So they are about romantic relationships, about the story of lovers. Okay, the last type that I'm talking about today are called fantasies. These are two examples, Harry Potter and The Lord of the Rings. So based on the posters, you know that these stories, these films, they set inside a fictional universe, which is not true, not real, with an unrealistic set of natural laws. So that means in fantasy films, they usually involves the use of magic and all those imaginative power. So, do you know any other types of films? If you know, please share with us. So when you're watching films, you might want to describe your feelings. So at that time, you can use adjectives. So The Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite films. And I will say, oh, the movie is amazing. And I was so excited to watch the movie. So the word in red, amazing and excited, these are adjectives that we use to describe our feelings. So just now we said that we can use adjectives to describe our feelings. But there are two similar categories of adjectives. So frightened and frightening. One ends in ed, one ends in ing. So how are they exactly different? So it turns out that ed adjectives, we use them to describe our feelings or feeling of other people. The children are frightened. They feel frightened. Ing adjectives, on the other hand, they describe people or things that give us the feeling. So in this sentence, the dragons are frightening. They give us the feeling of frightened. So let's look at more examples of ed adjectives. Jane has nothing to do and is bored. Ricky was surprised to see us at the party. So bored and surprised describe how these children feel. Some examples of ing adjectives. The rides at the theme park are exciting. I love this story. It's interesting. So in these sentences, we are describing how the rides and the story make us feel. So the rides make us feel excited and the story make us feel interested. So you can see you can use the same word to form the two types of adjectives that we have talked about. So in the first example, I was amazed because the scenes in the outer space look very real. The movie was amazing. So in the first sentence, I was amazed. That described how I felt. And the movie was amazing. Amazing described how the movie made us feel. The second example, Sarah was amused at the party. The clown was amusing. So amused described how Sarah felt, and amusing described how the clown made people feel. So, as you can see, this is a table with the ed adjectives and ing adjectives. So make sure you know how they're spelled differently and how we can use them. So find out more examples and share with us in the English lessons. So before we end, I have a few questions to ask you to test whether you really understand what I talk about today. So the film was, I won't recommend it to my friends. So I'll give you 3 seconds to find out the answers. Yes, you guys have got it right. The film was disappointing. I was bored. I won't recommend it to my friends. So disappointing described how the film made us feel, and bored described how I felt. Another one, this was a good story. The characters were, and the ending was, again, 3 seconds. Excellent, you got the answer correct. This was a good story. The characters were interesting and the ending was touching. So both words here, interesting and touching, describe how the characters and the ending made us feel. So I hope that you have understood what I have talked about today, the use of ed adjectives and ing adjectives. So, at the end, I would like to ask you one question. What is your favorite film? Tell us about it in the English lesson. So this is the end of today's English Campus TV program. See you next time. Bye.